Mind and sensation, the interwoven fabric of conscious experience. The relationship between mind and sensations lies at the very core of human consciousness. To understand either in isolation is to overlook the intricate dialogue that perpetually occurs between the external world and our inner cognitive architecture. Sensation, at its most fundamental level, refers to the raw data transmitted by our sensory organs, the sights, sounds, textures, tastes, and smells that permeate our environment. The mind, in contrast, represents the interpretative domain that shapes, filters, and assigns meaning to these sensory inputs, transforming chaotic stimuli into coherent experiences. This interplay is not merely mechanical, it is the foundation upon which perception, memory, and identity are constructed. In philosophical discourse, the mind is often seen as both an observer and a creator. Empirists such as John Locke have argued that the mind begins as a tabula rasa, a blank slate upon which experience inscribes knowledge. Every sensation in this view contributes to the formation of ideas, concepts, and ultimately understanding. More modern cognitive science challenges this notion by suggesting that the mind is far from passive. It actively anticipates, organizes, and even distorts sensory input in light of prior experience and expectation. Thus, perception is not a simple reflection of reality but a highly subjective synthesis of sensation and cognition. Neuroscientific research further complicates this dynamic. Sensory information does not flow linearly from the sensation in the brain, rather, it is continuously modulated by top-down processes. The brain predicts when it is likely to perceive before sensory signals even arrive, a phenomenon known as predictive coding. This means that what we experience as reality is in many ways a controlled hallucination, stabilized by the alignment between our predictions and the coming data. When the alignment falters, as in dreams, hallucinations, or in certain neurological disorders, the mind's capacity to distinguish between the internal and external collapses, exposing the fragile boundaries of perception. Yet, beyond its biological mechanisms, sensation possesses a deeply existential dimension. To feel is to be, to exist in a world that presses upon us, reminding us of our embodiment and vulnerability. The warmth of sunlight on the skin, the tremor of fear, or the sharp pang of grief, these are not mere psychological reactions but experiences that define the contours of our humanity. The mind, in turn, seeks to make sense of them, weaving narratives that anchor our sensations in meaning. Art, literature, and music arises precisely from this synthesis, the attempt to translate private sensation into shared understanding. However, the interdependence of mind and sensation also raises profound epistemological questions. Can we ever truly know the world as it is, independent of our sensory and cognitive filters? Or are we perpetually confined to subjective constructions of reality? The philosopher Immanuel Kant proposed that while sensation provides the raw material of experience, the mind exposes the structures such as space, time, and causality that make the experience intelligible. In this sense, the world we perceive is not the world out there, but the world as it appears through the lens of human consciousness. The end to contemplate mind and sensation is to confront the mystery of consciousness itself. Every moment of awareness arises from an immeasurably complex exchange between body and mind, perception and interpretation, sensation and reflection. Though science can map the neural pathways and psychology can analyze behavior at the essence of subjective experience. What it feel like to sense, to think, to be remains elusive. Perhaps that is the paradox of being human. We're both observers of the world and participants in its unfolding forever, sensing forever, interpreting forever, seeking meaning in the silent dialogue between mind and sensation.